Hello everybody, how are you doing? So I'm doing a special topic video. My special topic has to do with the 5G network that has many of us concerned. People are concerned about the health effects of possible radiation that may be affecting us as this 5G network may be coming into play in 2020. Um, so I'm gonna maybe address some of these issues. I hope it might put your mind, I'm not sure if at ease, but it may give you an idea of some of the things that maybe we know of versus the things that we are not aware of, okay? So it actually ends in an interesting way. It was actually an interesting shuffle, and I have some interesting cards. So some of the cards I make for myself to kind of understand what is going on around us. So anyway, I'm going to start with the first card, okay? So the first question that I asked was not really what is 5G literally, but like when I was asking, I was kind of asking what is 5G, okay? In regard to our health and our well-being. So the first answer that I got, this card is kind of about like soul contracts and soul ties when I normally use it in the other deck. But here it says karmic, okay? Karmic is a result of karma, okay? So what is 5G? How is it karmic and how is it related to us in the modern world, okay? So I'm not sure if these light attributes or shadow attributes really matter in this reading because this is not about a relationship, but the karma that I'm assuming in regard to this issue maybe has to do with humanity likes to get information. We use that information to make money. I don't know how this is karmic related to us. It kind of doesn't make sense. Earlier when I did this reading, it kind of made sense. Let me see if I can word it better, okay? The best definition for it is the shadow attribute here. Like, okay, if you have a karmic relationship, they're like kind of predestined to fail. I don't know if this makes sense because no matter how much you try to work on a karmic relationship, there's always going to be something that's off. So I don't know if this is trying to tell us something before it happens, like this 5G network. When you look at this first card and when you look at the last couple of cards, I'm not sure if it'll have a holistic message, okay? So I will get back to this card later on. I know when I do these interesting readings, sometimes it stirs up controversy, so I'm just bringing it up because I know a lot of us are concerned. So the next card here is Wisdom Reversed. So this one almost seems like you can literally understand what it means. People are concerned about the implications of having 5G towers located very near in our spaces and that we don't have a choice about it. How does it affect our health? The wisdom card in reverse is kind of saying that it may not be such a wise idea health-wise. People are concerned about the types of radiation that may be emitted from this 5G, okay? And by the way, this is a for fun reading. I'm just observing the concerns of the others around me and myself. So I'm just doing a reading for you guys to kind of feel the energy of what may be going on around you or coming toward you, okay? So the next card here is self-reflection in the reverse. So it's saying that this 5G network is not reflective of us. And that is interesting because humanity was kind of made in the image of Yahweh, God. And it's kind of saying it's not similar to us. It's almost saying it's not natural. I don't know if that makes sense to you. Okay, so now we have rainbow in the reverse. The whole of the reading is not negative, but so far that's what I have so far. So anyway, rainbow in the reverse, and the subtitle here is blessing in the reverse. So when you have this card, it's kind of, I got this card 2 times. It's kind of like saying something is not lucky. It's the opposite of a blessing. It could be a curse. All of a sudden, I thought about a scripture. I think it's in Zechariah about it. Oh my gosh. A curse going forth over the whole earth. It's in Zechariah. I would have to go get it and look at it. Um, and it makes perfect sense. If you guys know what I'm talking about, go to Zechariah and look for the curse that goes forth over the whole earth. And I'm sorry if this is leaning all the way over to negative, but this is a pickup on you guys' energies because you're concerned and maybe so am I. Okay? So yeah, I'm very concerned, and that actually plays into a prophecy of is it a Mayan person who was saying something about when they dance before a stranger. There was something about, you'd have to go look up that prophecy, but that came to mind too. So I know a lot of us are feeling a little bit insecure because these are things we heard about growing up, and it's unreal that we're starting to see them in our reality. I'm not trying to panic you. I'm trying to let you get a feel on the energies going on around this situation that you are already concerned about, okay? So the next card is Green Man reversed. Green Man, when you think about Green Man, you think about like the Green Giant, but it's in the reverse. So similarly to me saying the self-reflection card in the reverse, it's kind of saying it's not like humans were made in the image of God, but the 5G is not a reflection of us and how we were made. It's kind of not natural. The Green Man would be nature at its finest, being in its natural state, and it's almost like it's the opposite of how things are supposed to be. Synergy is the subtitle on this card. So it's kind of saying it's not flowing as it's naturally supposed to flow. Because you know what? Some people see humans as a computer, like God's computer. We're like his little computers running around, and then this 5G is an artificial simulation, I guess, of what is going on in the natural world. Say, for instance, everybody has an inner spark of God within us. This 5G is almost like a mimic of something that is natural. In regard to information, we have this connection to God within ourselves, and this 5G, I guess you have to go research 5G. I'm not going to speak on 5G. I'm just telling you the energy on the cards, okay? But anyway, it's saying it's not natural. Synergy in the reverse, okay? The next card here is Ceremony, which the subtitle is Invocation. So this card is maybe saying for anyone who is producing 5G, maybe perhaps they should go before the creator and ask for permission. It almost seems to say. Just because sometimes we need to make sure that the things that we're working on, that the benefits outweigh the risk. And it's quite interesting I bring it up because sometimes, I'm not sure if this reading is about 5G only or the pandemic that people are concerned about, if it's a combination of both. But sometimes the benefits of something, like if you are overly concerned about something spreading contagiously, if you do shut down everything and it affects agriculture, then how does that give us more risk in the future, of more mortalities in the future because we didn't do what we're supposed to do today, if that makes any sense to you? So it's almost like saying kind of check yourself and make sure that the benefits to what is being brought forward are worth the risk that are being brought forward, okay? So the next card here is Fog, Veiled, okay? It's flipped in the reverse. So when it's foggy, you can't see outside, right? But then after it's foggy, you can see. So now we're flipping it. So instead of it being foggy right now we can see clearly. A lot of people are concerned, maybe so am I, concerned about what this new, sometimes change and things that are new concern us because we'll be worried about things that we don't understand. It's saying for some reason that we see it clearly now and we may not be able to see clearly what's going on later, okay? It's kind of like if you didn't weigh the risk and the benefits earlier, if you proceed forward, it may be too late to see clearly how to stop the ensuing dramas that could come out of it if it was not well thought out, okay? The next card here is Milky Way Perspective. And so this card is kind of similar. Um, it's the same thing. Like, it's like, how do you see things? Like, would you rather, when, say for instance, when it comes to something contagious, would you rather shut everything down, including supplying food, and then later on face the consequences of having not produced the food that you need to survive in the future? So you're concerned about a smaller issue creating a larger concern later on for health and well-being, okay? So I'm not sure the purpose behind the 5G being created and presented to the people, but if the benefits versus the risk are not weighed out properly, then it can pose a problem, okay? So it's just, how do you look at it? Okay? What was the main purpose for it to be created? For faster productivity, for more information, maybe perhaps against others' will, personal information that people don't have a choice about. Okay? Is that goal as important as the, I guess, humanity surviving, like synergy, the synergy card in the reverse? Is it better to get the information, to get whatever you want at all costs? Is that better? Or is it better to be happy and appreciative for the life? When you live in harmony with nature, it's almost like you're blessed and you're thankful that you have life. You're thankful that you can breathe that oxygen. Every day you're thankful that you have something good to look forward to. But sometimes in our desire to get whatever it is that we want, what if we fail to understand that we're destroying all the beauty that we have in life just to get what we really, really want, So that's something to take in consideration for anybody that's rolling out with new technology, with a lot of things, because it's not just technology. Some people are concerned about vaccinations. Some people are concerned. So I'm just bringing up topics because this is an energy reading about issues affecting others. So I'm aware that people are concerned. So, okay. So I'm trying to help you understand what may be going on. So here, it was challenging to find the right cards to do this reading because sometimes the cards, speak about personal information. So I had to use the regular tarot deck to kind of make sense of what's going on. So say for instance, we have the Four of Wands reversed. It represents instability. So I don't know. I didn't really clarify to figure out where the instability is, but something is not stable, and it's actually not coincidental that it's called 5G. 5 is a number representing instability, okay? Something that is not balanced, okay? So that may be a concern. And then here we had a repeat because we had, I'm not sure, was it the rainbow card there? Blessings in the reverse. It meant misfortune. This repeated again, Wheel of Fortune reversed. Wheel of Fortune is luck. So luck reversed is not working in your favor or bad luck. Okay. Technically, this Ten of Cups card came out horizontally. But the energy, it was hard to figure out the energies today on some cards. So the energy ended up being in the reverse position. So perhaps it may produce some type of disharmony in the family. It could be neutral. It could be disharmony. Okay, that one may be up in the air, depending on your circumstances. Okay, we have collaboration. Okay. So collaboration as in sometimes information like technology, internet, sometimes it helps people to collaborate better. So I don't know if it's going to help you collaborate better with your family or not. It depends on what type of family do you have. Do you have a loving family that is going to look after you and watch out for your best interests, or are they trying to hurt you? Okay, it kind of depends on that. Next we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is offering love or offering a message of friendship or companionship. So it's saying something about, it's almost like a friend coming to visit you. And he's saying, here, let's make friends. Let's collaborate. Let's socialize, And it sounds good, but there may be a little trick to it because This Page of Wands has to do with spreading news. So I'm not going to necessarily say gossip, but I will say the grapevine. So this is a good way for people to get personal information from others without their permission. It's kind of like anywhere there's internet, your information may be going through the bandwidth, okay? And that may be helping the grapevine to spread information and gossip. So it really depends on what type of world that we're living in. Are we living in a loving world where people are unified and care about each other? Are we living in a world where people can be malicious and have bad intent toward each other and just want to spread bad news about one another, okay? So based on, I'm not going to say anything else about that. Anyway, so we have the Queen of Cups here. So this could be about domestic life. It almost seems like a lot of domestic life is relevant here. Domestic life or intuition, okay? So there was a knight saying, hey, I want to be your friend. I might spread your business, about your household, about about when you're in your private moments and you're just saying something randomly and all of a sudden a stranger comes up and repeats back what you said yesterday in the bathtub while you were near to your devices. I don't know how much of a friend this would be. He said, hey, let's be friends, but really he had an intention to get your business and spread it to everyone. So I don't know how that makes you feel. Anyway, so there are many opportunities for financial stability. So maybe that's the purpose that it was intended, but in what regard though? That's kind of what I'm wondering, because what I understood about humanity lately is that they're using information. It's almost like the paparazzi type of energy where people care more to spread information about others, and that's where money is made, as opposed to people actually doing work that's benefiting humanity. And that's kind of a yucky energy where, you know, you're never safe to have privacy. Everything it's kind of a yucky energy of people invading your privacy no matter where you are. And being a human person, you know, everybody deserves a private space. Everybody deserves to be able to speak their mind in private without being pried upon or information being used against them, okay? So now this last set of cards is kind of interesting. It may have some message in it that we may not understand now. Maybe it might be meaningful later. And I'm almost not sure if should I stop the reading. So I'm not even sure if I'm going to pick up the cards, okay? Let me think about it. I almost wonder, should I stop the reading now? Because the later cards, they're interesting. So I think I should just say it, okay? I might say it and not even pick up the cards. They're handwritten cards, okay? So there's somebody of relevance here. It's the God card in reverse, okay? So anybody who's biblically literate kind of figure out what that card is about, okay? It's the God card in reverse, okay? And then next to it, we have the radiation card, lung health, mental clarity. Because it's a reading about how is the 5G affecting our health and well-being. So that might be an issue. Radiation, lung health, mental clarity. The next card, again, I stated some of this is kind of weird, so we may not understand it until later. We have the God card in reverse, okay? If anybody's familiar with Antichrist, that terminology. Okay, so then we have a presence of the Lord, Eden, a perfect garden. It's like somebody is using this technology to play God, because the God card is in the reverse. Kind of like I know your secrets. So to me, I get an icky feeling on the energy. I don't know how it relates to the karma card. I'm gonna have to get to the last, something about karma. I'm gonna have to get to the last card for it to make sense. And I'm not gonna skip the bottom cards because maybe it'll make sense later on, hindsight. Okay? So The last card is groom, husband, companion, life partner, spouse, love of one's life. Okay. So as I stated, karmic was relevant. This situation is karmic. It it's almost like, did humanity, instead of worshiping God, Yahweh, I call him Yahweh by a name instead of a title. So did humanity focus their attention on technology and on making money? And in doing so, they took on a God in the reverse. And then it is bringing on, I'm not sure how you choose to see it. Like I said, it's kind of interesting. It can be affecting our health, but I'm talking about relationship wise. Is it karmic that we deserve to be gossiped about or something? I'm not really sure. Read this however you want to, or understand however you want to. But like I said, this is something we're going to get later on. We may not get it now. It has something to do with a groom, a husband, a companion, life partner, spouse, or love of one's life. Like I said, this might baffle you now. Maybe it might make sense later, okay? I didn't want to leave them off because maybe they have a purpose and we don't understand it now, okay? But it has something to do with the God in the reverse. I don't know if this person is playing a role where I don't know if you've ever heard about Project Bluebeam. You can look that up if you would like to find out more about it. But if we're all awake, people who are listening to this video, if we're all awake, this is just showing you the energy of some of your concerns. You would have to go out and research on your own and be aware, okay? I'm not telling you what to think. There may be good things and bad things, but I guess my biggest concern is kind of like, from a perspective like, what is the greater good more detrimental to the human population than the benefits that we're going to get? I hope I said it correctly. Is the greater good, let me change, hold on. Sometimes I slip my tongue. Is it beneficial for humanity to have 5G, to maybe make more money, to maybe get more gossip? Is that beneficial? If it puts our lung health in danger, if it puts our mental clarity. I'm not going to talk about the 5G towers. That's not my area of expertise. I'm just more talking about the energy of what's going on, because it seems like if anybody is bringing this 5G into play, that they really need to pray and ask God if that's really, I don't mean God in the reverse. I mean like real Yahweh God. Like, to ask if this is for the benefit of humanity or if it's detrimental, okay? And so what I ask you, whoever's viewing this, if this is a concern to you, bring it before Yahweh, however you call the creator that you have a connection to, the good one, hopefully. Bring that before him in prayer, because I don't really have the answer. I'm just telling you the energies, but we all have our own job to do to bring our concerns to the heavens, okay? In regard to what is going on for your health, your children's health, and for future generations to come, okay? So you guys be blessed and take care of yourselves, okay? All right, thank you for listening. Bye-bye.